with my audio a little bit. There we go. How is that? I think I like it. Okay. Great. You have my undivided attention. I am back. I'm going to sit down for an extended amount of time this evening. I have a few hours to dedicate to our little adventures here with Disco Elysium. Okay, I'm gonna jump right back in. We were in this guy's room with this little Yoda statue man thing. Hopefully that's not offensive in any way. Okay, so it is almost time for us to head back to our room for the evening. I'm basically just trying to fill as much like random little tasks into this time as I can at the moment, because I think we can't turn into our room until like 19 whatever over there. Yeah, not gonna do that yet. That we can't do until tomorrow. That we already asked. We're being annoying. We're gonna pester for that tomorrow. I don't think I've even know where to begin on this one, to be complete. Oh, ask Kuno. Okay, we can go do that. Interrogate the drivers about smuggling. Yep. Okay. And I said I'm avoiding reporting my badge missing. Like it's the literal plague. And I'm going to make a mental note not to lean forwards today, this evening, because I leaned forward the entirety of my last stream. I'm so sorry. Okay. I'll find a way into the secret passage. I feel like that one's a little bit harder than I was expecting that one to be, whatever that was. I don't quite remember what the outcome was on that. Smoker on the balcony. Ask around for his apartment number. I am in the apartment complexes right now, so I will pop around because I do know that there is an older lady that's in my hand as well. That's why. Let's switch that around. I was thinking that. Why can't I open anything? It's because we don't have the pry bar in my
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. The number on the panels. The walking stops abruptly. Sounded like a woman. A woman's shoe. A poor communard from the looks of it. The room is...
Do I have to open the door? Do you have a warrant? I'm not...
Let's go. We don't have a reason to.
It's generally easier to do things if you have literally...
Alright. No reason. I thought we did have a reason to go in there eventually. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, fun. Okay. Let's talk to this lady because I feel like she does give me a reason, but let's hit the doors first so that we can ask her about all the doors. Nothing to see here. Nothing to check. Cool. Maybe there's something fun in here. Potentially. Maybe.
It will still be accessible through the apartment next to it. That one didn't have a door. Sadly, nothing of great value remains here.
Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second here. I'm back. Sorry about that. I am basically allergic to everything. And I have an autoimmune disease. So what I'm not allergic to, I have strange reactions to anyways. And everyone's been sick recently.
Indeed.
And I've been avoiding getting sick, thankfully, but this little sinus thing seems to be what I've been stuck with for a while. $0.20. Nothing. Can I search any of these things? So let's just talk to this lady.
Give me a moment. The cold never does any good for my bronchitis.
Yeah, same. We're sisters in sickness, as I was just explaining.
I'm fine. Fine. Now, what do you want from me?
She's the cleaning
Yeah,
lady.
that's literally
She
gonna be me.
knows
I'm
the
gonna
floor
have
plan
like a
and the
sinus literally
residence.
blow up and pieces of it hanging out of a nostril, and I'll be like, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Yes, yes. I know who you mean. The scrawny boy who's always smoked.
Somewhere in the building, a child starts crying. You hear a radio tuned to a talk show and someone taking a shower.
What's he in trouble for? Talk?
What was so funny about that?
He lives upstairs in room 28. Go to the balcony.
Thank you. We should go check out his apartment on the balcony. See if he's home.
Ask away, policeman. The hell am I supposed to know? Another nut job, I assume. Some lunatic lost his mind. All kinds of morons pass through. People come and go.
They probably just moved or died. Hopefully some...
No one lives there. It's been empty for months. Impossible. I would know if someone had moved in there. Maybe it's those countercultural people again. Breaking into a house like it's a public space. You're a policeman. Great. Young people. They're worse than... Oh, that one is a son. I think he studies astrology at the community college. Education's good. Something to do with all those stars around his door. He asked me to leave his drawings up on the wall. That's what I said. Astrology.
The lieutenant shakes his head, as though to say, let it... Come on, people. Try to keep up any standards here. It's not about stars. It's... Forget it. She mumbles some kind of a response, then hacks something into her hand.
I'm no one. If you can call it, it's barely bigger than a closet. But I don't compare.
She hasn't spoken to anyone for a while.
Alright, so let's go talk to the lady. I keep forgetting that I can run this way.
You hear someone walking around inside. rearranging the furniture.
Excuse me? Of course not.
You have plenty of reason to enter.
Oh, come on.
Well, that was easy.
That was smart.
Should close this one as well. For another time. God, this lady's outfit is wild to me. Yes, shoes. Thank you. Thank you. They're probably not the greatest, but it is what it is. Lovely.
Satisfied? My name is Marielle Charpentier, and I'm an agent with Martinez Realty Associates. I am not breaking in, as I have every right to be here. The keys,
Her little
see?
picture yours. Really lovely. I mean, I can't really say crap, but
Boy, there are a lot of different keys there. More than 20 at least.
Do you want to see my ID as well? You can't legally ask for it, but why not? Want to see my residence permit too? Very well, but please make it quick. I need to be back in La Delta in an hour. I need to get it ready for the next lease, but as you can see, the previous tenant it was some kind of a moribund old man who used to be a business owner. You'd think,
A sudden serious look crosses her face. This story didn't.
but that was months ago. Anyway, was there anything you wanted, or is that it? I'm in a hurry. Oh, that's another huge mess. The former tenant owes us 3 months of rent. 3. We closed the apartment and planned on auctioning off the valuables, but... And again, I have no idea how stupid mistakes like this can even happen. But Ron, when he came to close the door, didn't... A hole in the wall. Can you believe it? And then the tenant ran off with his
I'm
stuff.
trying to think of
He's
Ron.
gone.
No, that's
The
Roy.
money's
Roy's
gone.
the guy at the
Just
pawn
like
shop
that.
was doing the psychedelics.
The sum must have been puny.
Don't ask me what happened with the wall. I have no idea how we're going to find the time or resources to fix it. Both apartments are now unrentable. Both. Of course.
Real estate agent.
Give me a moment. I see. I hope some good people are finally going to move in. This place needs them. Yes. Well,
Your statements are too vague to comment on.
So, the kid lives upstairs. These stairs go where? Oh, the side door. Okay. Okay. Let's go here. I can probably check out Coons.
The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent rushing down Rue de Esperance.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep
Call
C.
her little lady and punch someone in the face if they did that. Oh my god, can you imagine? Just like, yeah, when were you last tested for hip?
Ask away, pigman. I don't promise.
That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint. It's heavy fuel oil.
Red dyed heavy fuel oil.
What did he think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself. Back in Jamrock. You ain't seen nothing yet, piggy boo. Can't you tell? I'm paid. I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words. Have you ever tried your hand at graffiti-o? When faced with a blank wall, most people write unimaginative stuff, like pigs go home and Mona was here. We rarely see pigs round here, though. Just you. This place is severely lacking in havoc. Not even. I thought I'd mix it up. You know, summon the forces of crime and social chaos with a wall-sized invitation. Yeah?
She's not very
Thanks.
shit, but
I'm.
She means the opposite. The lieutenant is desperately searching for another handkerchief.
gotcha.
Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which. The woman on the boat does not notice her.
That Ozon whore. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Ozon is an archipelago 2 days' travel away from Rivershore. Its moneyed residents used to posh restaurants and upscale boot.
On a first-name basis with her, are we? Piggy's moving up in the world. Have you got a crush on her? Aching for an opportunity to defend her honor? I ain't no snitch, pigs.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who took.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant. Fuck, watch your back, ungulate.
I mean, I'll give her that. She uses some decent verbiage. Thanks. Sorry, Cindy. I took your change. I don't really care for Cindy. Not to be fair, to be honest, I don't really care. I took your money, homegirl. Ooh, $2. I don't remember that being there. And there was something else we need to check. Okay. slowly but surely. I was actually on one of the pages when I was coming in and out of a save spot, and I realized that it had a list of all the controls. So valid sometimes. It really does make me wanna shit myself. Just get it together, Kaylee. Yeah. Right. Okay. We're gonna talk to this kid, but I think. There is something I would really like to.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite. Because there's a secret door hidden. There it is. You see a shabby little door.
What is this then?
Hello.
A tool shed?
Found your little room. Just gonna swirl
Be still, my beating heart. The lieutenant isn't studying the powder. There's a good vague way to ask where he stands on drug use. Professionally, I mean.
Perhaps not. This is below our pay grade, detective. See that ladder there? It's probably another way into the industrial harbor.
Smart, smart. This is what I'm talking about. I was fully missing that this was here, and that I literally had a step-by-step instruction on how to do stuff. So when I'm struggling in-game, it's my own stinking fault. Because I'm definitely not paying attention to the stuff that's right in front of my face.
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the rail. When the wind ruffles the cloak, you can most definitely see a white.
Yes, it's probably yours. It bears the RCM insignia, and you have a habit of being careless with your equipment.
Thanks, Kim. Thanks so much.
You could probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field in your day.
Okay. So let's the shoes. Yeah. Get my rounds. They're not that fucking rounds, but are they? interfacing. Man, it's really looking great right now.
The tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught on the railing.
I was under the impression we are on our way, or it could be that we are just exploring. The cloak? I do think it's yours, yes. As to whether you should go for it, well, it doesn't seem too dangerous.
The cloak looks like a bag of goodies floating in the wind. Who knows what its pockets may hide? The wind is aggressive up here. The lieutenant looks at the enormous crane towering in the distance. Over. That machine is a Kvalsund 1020 HK.
Is it? Kvalsund makes a lot of heavy equipment, but I digress. We were focusing on your cloak here.
No. I took my pants off for that.
No, no. That's still too high. What were you thinking? You could have died there.
Hey! What happened? I understand.
Great.
We can always come back when you are feeling better. It's just a cloak after all.
Right? Subwoofer. Right? Yeah. Great. Did I save that? No, I don't think I did. Yeah, I did. Oh. Okay.
A tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught
There
on
we
the
go.
railing.
Alright.
As you leap in the air, a chilly breeze engulfs you. Ankles tingling from the tension, blood roaring in your ears. As the concrete floor welcomes you,
I knew you could do it. My climbing down might not have been as disco as your jump.
with your feet firmly planted on the concrete.
Still have more time. Okay. That's good. That's great. Good. Oh, I was gonna go talk to people now. That's fine.
Yes?
This is the last time I'm leaning forward, I promise. I just need to
This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door. Listen,
Renee.
it's okay to take a few minutes to yourself. Sit down and have a
If you must. But please hurry. We have...
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and they're sparse. It's a black and white.
Why did you take that? Fine. But let's move. I don't want to be seen snooping around here.
Just because.
Container, I'll turn you.
The lyrics to this container song are being made up as he goes along. The accent is so thick, it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi, from the vanishing peninsula of Ubisunt on Mundi.
Container, used to be Wild Pines. Container, now belong. Container,
The lyrics to this contain the accent is
container, Everard. I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you? I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just folk. Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister. Oh, you want Mr. Everard then? He's an awfully nice fellow. Guys like Mr. Everard and Mr. Edgar, his brother, are real good guys. Oh, Mr. Everard is where he always is. In his office, of course. Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded. Yes. Everybody needs a job, and I'm like Mr. Everard. Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man.
Who is this, Miss Beaufort?
A real pretty lady with a skin like those, but I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here, and I'm always busy keeping things running. Oh, Lizzie, she is a real sharp tool. Mr. Everett put her through some,
he respects that word.
but she's a real nice girl. Grew up in the... If me missus and me was to have a child, I'd be real happy if she... Dr. Lemaitre said so, and she knows about such things. Being a doctor...
So Everard trained a lawyer named Miss Beaufort. Interesting.
Yes, this place really seems to run like clockwork.
Well, thanks a lot. Coming from you, it means a... Sometimes I feel some of the guys don't really get how much... Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
Everything is so pretty and red. You and Leo look like brothers as you glance around with similar childlike wonder.
I kind of want to go back and try that again. Oh, that is what it is.
The old man whistles and hums a jaunty tune to himself.
Oh, most of the guys are down at the gate. We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work.
So no one is working?
Not everyone is dead, but Titus and his boys got into some drunk. Oh, I'm not really supposed. Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out.
Easy, Leo. Let's keep this on the hearties.
Look at him. It's not going to be anything useful anyway. Don't fight it. Better to go with the flow. Too late. Leo's mouth is still moving, and the words are... Now he's talking about some drunk sawmill owner who... No.
Bye-bye now.
Okay. I feel like potentially I want to retry that logic check. So what I'm gonna do is... Oh yeah, that's not too far. Okay, we'll load this one. We'll load this one. That's not too far. Okay, we'll go back. I put a point in logic. Let me make sure there's nothing negative happening with the logic. Before we go in and talk to him again. Said logic. Okay. Make sure all my items. And nothing is happening over here for logic, so that's good.
Container, I'll turn.
The lyrics to this container song are being made. The accent is so thick, it's impossible not to know.
Container.
Just for my own sanity.
Container.
The lyrics to the accent is...
Container. Evra. I see you are not a union man, miss. I mean, I don't... Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister. Oh, most of the guys we're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike.
So no one is working?
Not everyone is, but Titus and his boys got into some... Oh, I'm not really... Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too... I guess the boys got a bit...
Easy, Leo. Let's keep...
Look at him. It's too late. Leo's... Now he's talking about some drunk sawmill owner who... No. He already...
Oh, you want Mr. Ed? Guys like Mr. Evra and Mr. Ed... Oh, Mr. Evra is where he always... Yes. I'm like Mr... Actually, Miss...
Who is this, Miss Bo?
A real but I can't listen to the radio all the time. Oh, Lizzie.
He respects that woman.
But she's a real If me missus and me was to have Dr. Lemaitre...
So Evra trained a lawyer.
Yes, this place really seems to run...
Well, thanks a lot. Coming from you, it means a lot, really. sometimes I feel some of the guys don't really get how much I bust my ass for them here. But you guys are alright. Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of... Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
Please.
The containers
Yes,
in the
thank
yard
you.
are green in Wild Pine's livery, and the mountains rising behind Leo is all red in Union colors. It's like some red infection was spreading outwards from the container yards. There appear to be cisterns underneath the Union container covers.
No, not really. Miss Everett doesn't tell me all the big things. Says I go and tell them to everyone. Oh, I don't know, mister. They say it's some chemicals. Most of them have labels on them, I think.
Yes, they are hiding it from the inside. All the red containers have the Debarders Union logo on them.
Oh, no trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all.
Chemicals. All the chemicals that What's-Her-Face was talking about, right?
Bye-bye now.
Joyce will love to know that. Okay, it's 19. So like 7 o'clock? Maybe? No? 7 o'clock? At night? Yeah, we can definitely talk to What's-His-Face. I just wanna... Celebrate before we go in here. Insurance. Okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna just for my own sake. Metal chair, is it okay for this?
Before you is a walrus of a man seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you.
You're dreaming, buddy. Yeah, you're dreaming. Thank you.
With great effort, he straightens himself up, with a mixture of expectation and impatience. Well bottomed.
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat. I'm Everard Clare, head of the Debarders Union here in Mart. I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting out.
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair on
You go ahead, detective.
whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes
Oh,
from it.
yeah. He just used both our names, so I guess that's my name.
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner, as equals. Take a seat. I insist. Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you are a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another. So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help erect...
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world.
By the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence This should take care of that nonsense. It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with a cafeteria.
Wow, that's 25 real. That's good money. You need it.
Yes, I know, Lawrence. He's a real...
With a grin, he points to the checker game. It's like you're on a game show. At least don't thank him for it.
Okay, okay. I respect a man with principle. Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun.
His slug-like lips move, but the world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only 2 words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun. When he said, "Don't worry," he actually meant, be very worried.
Are you all right, Harry? You seem anxious. It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it.
It was loaded. There were 2 bullets in it. You always keep at least 2 barrels loaded. Who does this guy think you are? Ronnie the rookie? You ain't worried about no lost gun, or unpaid bill, or forgotten name. You're the bad cop. You're probably more corrupt than him. The fat man does the same, sinking deeper into his chair than one would think. Good. Now lean in with some corruption.
Oh no. I thought we checked green. We passed this. Why are we still doing cringy things?
That we do, Harry. Let them say what they will about you and me. We're both born fighters. Why, thank you. It's always enough.
That's it. Now kick back and add a final flourish for dignity.
You strike me as a reasonable man, Harry. I like that in a lawman. Let's cut to the chase, shall
I think we'd like to ask you a few questions. Don't you think so, Detective?
Somehow you managed to get yourself out of this one. Now quick, whatever you do, don't ask him about the gun first. You don't want him thinking you're scared.
Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporate. Yes, we're all trying to do what's best for Martin 8. Don't feel like you shouldn't work with her just because you and I are such good friends. I'm not. What do you mean, Harry? Nothing. I let him go. He's an old man, Harry. I wanted him to spend more time with his family. God knows how long he's got left. Harry, I have little people in my organization. I would never call someone a midget. Honestly, I'm beginning to think you're a midget, Harry. I'm only kidding, Harry. You're not a midget. No one is. We're pals. If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good
He doesn't want to see her. It's as simple as that.
Vanished? Harriet, oh, did I leave my...
Wait, there was no mention of a casserole from Joyce.
Yes, please, Harry. Feel free to speak your mind or ask me anything. Of course, Harry. Let me just assure you one more time. I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this. Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. her how.
It is rather interesting to tell people things about each other, isn't it? It was nice telling him about her right now.
Oh, of course. That's your main. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about, but there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to.
Yes, that sounds good.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines. Incredibly talented at opening doors. And I'm sure you're going to open this one with flying colours, Harry. This really...
An excellent opportunity presents itself, sire. You could win the trust of the arch-liar, pretend to play into his hand. Then,
Harry, I'm a very busy man, and more importantly, I don't have that extraordinary physique you do.
You want to send someone a message that the police...
I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help. So, oh, no one's. It's just a loud blabbering weasel. When weasel, just go there, unlock the door, and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me. Harry, my dear friend, I am what people call a local bigwig. I know everything that goes on. It's fantastic, my friend. You can get the key from Manya. Just open the door. You don't what? Harry, how could you say that to me?
the reaction appears to be sincere, but it's impossible to tell with this guy, honestly.
You've hurt me, Harry. Me, a friend. But you know, I trust you, like I trust all my friends. And I know you'll never talk to me about this again, because you...
He's hiding his real reaction beneath courtesy.
Thank you for your understanding. We will continue.
You too, Lieutenant. You know, I like you.
None taken. Did we have anything else to do here, Harry?
Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everard, I call you... My God, so it's true.
I think the odds of that are very...
It might be a good idea to hide your confusion. I mean,
So good to hear that, Harry.
words flow like a river of honey from his lips. I guess word has already reached him. No matter. No harm done. It's just a brown folder. You can't make out what's written.
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are talking about his lost...
Don't just jump to the folder. That's not smart. Shows you're on the edge. Do some probing first.
It's going so well. Do I test this? Ooh. Shit. I want to look at that folder. Oh no. I'm
Of
saving.
course,
I'm gonna
Harry,
have to
of
save. I'm gonna
course.
have to leave. I'm gonna have
Let's
to save.
not
I'm gonna have
linger
to
on
come back.
personal details and amnesia. You wanted something from me. Wait. You need this to get in and out through the gate. Here. You're one of us now. A real...
Save. I want to look at that frickin' folder. Okay.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always.
Drama. Do I
You
have
don't have to sit
anything?
down. See you soon.
Drama. I don't normally like drama. I normally try and put poo-poo on the drama because it's a little razzle-dazzle for me, but if it'll get me, if it's a means to an end, I'll like drama.
pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time. Let's hear it, Harry.
Everard's large hands are covering the folder.
I honestly, you know what? I know this is gonna sound really bad. I know that you're not supposed to do that, and I will only do it for important things like those kind of checks. Okay? I'll be honest. I'm old. I
Mr.
just wanna know. I'm
Dubois,
curious.
a pleasure as always.
I wanna know.
You don't have to sit down. Let's hear it, Harry.
Please. I wanna be lucky.
As you look at the folder,
Hey!
Everard covers it with
I'm
his
gonna be
hand
happy
and
every
pets it.
single time I get
Is he
green
trying to
on a
hide
check.
that it's
I'm
not a
gonna be
real
happy.
RCM
I'm
folder?
like a little kid.
It
okay?
certainly doesn't have
Really,
the
I'm
RCM
easily
stamp.
pleased.
Okay, Harry, you got me. This is from the Census Bureau, not the RCM. Those Census Bureau people are absolutely corrupt. You should do something about them.
He got the name from the Census Bureau, and everything else from your actions here in Martinez.
Yes, Mr. Kitsuragi from the Census Bureau. Like I said, now I'm actually...
That
So
means
glad.
he doesn't
Okay,
really
so glad I
know
did that.
anything about you. A pity. The mystery of you will have to remain a mystery for the time being.
Yes, that's what I said. Try to keep up, okay? Let's move on. Harry, honestly, I'm just relieved you didn't get a hernia. A man your age...
The big man peers at you over the rims of it.
Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed man. See you
Great.
soon, Debarger.
We don't need to talk
Just
about my lost
kidding,
gun because I know
but not
that
too
I
much.
sold my gun like an idiot. And that's okay. And, you know, it's not technically lost because I have an idea. Everett. I have an idea. Okay, so, you know, I think that went well. And if you don't think that went well, lie to me. Okay.
A rusting control marsh. On. Arrête. With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air.
I have yet to figure out what this container is for, but I move it every time. Well, it's my goal to figure out what's going on, but I think I know. It's a trauma response.
And with the harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the distance. The crane can rest, moving this container, of course. For this purpose it was built. For this purpose it has acted.
I can't see how that was worth the wreckers, except for seeing the crane in
The crane does not return to its original position.
Nobody betrays your degeneracy.
What? He looks like Frankenstein.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his
Measurehead's
degeneracy.
Hey.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology? It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this
Ham
facial
sandwich.
pinnacle. Be calm, I'm sandwich.
He looks like
You
Frankenstein
are
and he's
not
calling me
in
ham sandwich.
danger
Are you sure
because
that
you
you're his
are
babe?
not
Because I
a
think
threat to me.
I am his babe. 100%. He wants himself some Harry. That's why he's calling me his ham sandwich.
You have succumbed to Al Ghul.
Huh?
You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al Ghul emerges from your throat. You
I-
cannot see it, but
It's not good.
It's like a rat crawled into your stomach, got drunk and drowned.
yes, Al Ghul.
What is this?
He means alcohol.
Oh, alcohol.
Correct. My small skull servant.
Alcohol? Excuse me? You speak like Frankenstein. Actually, Mary Shelley's
Al
Frankenstein.
Ghul is an
far better
ancient
spoken,
Ilmaran poison, a parasitic fungus that has colonized your race. It is a trick the desert pygmies played on you. For
Intentionally fermented drinks have existed for 10,000 years.
your life and the life of your race revolve around Al Ghul. It has everything to do with why you're here. No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the ham sandwich race is real.
Oh, okay. I died there for a moment and was choking a little. I drank my water a little weird, but we're gonna stop doing that. Life flashed before my eyes. It's fine. Ah, okay. Let's get back into this. So, talking to Frankenstein, and he's boring me with the history of alcohol.
Does
and
this
some shit.
remind
I
you
don't know.
of someone? The
I
guy
choked.
down there?
And now I don't remember what we're doing. Just oh no. Oh no. This is gonna get us punched in the face.
Look at my craniology.
Oh,
I am
no.
the pinnacle of my haplogroup. The pink blob is a bad. You gave the world eugenics. You dominate. You will be superseded.
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
Scab?
You're hazy on the notion of a scab. Smells like politics, though. Maybe it's got something to do with the flask he reaches for from time to time.
A kind of a worm, content with mere survival. They come, they want to. Beats me. Somewhere in the ground, I think. Gotta be bloody stupid. Personally, I'd rather beg than scab. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe they'd have gotten something. We've explained the matters, but they don't listen. This lot would be reasonable and go home if the
Big guy. He means the leader of the scabs.
I was just messing with you. No one's... Imagine, you cops going on a strike. Speaking of, what brings the RCM? A key, huh? What door is this key supposed to open? Oh, say no more. I got you. I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say. Oh, so the none of the above type, are you? I get it, I get it. I like to keep my distance too. But it doesn't... What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the whirling in rags. That's all I know. Our organization is what you call...
Okay, but where did you get the key from?
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really true. None of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling. What's it for? To feed our children, I guess. I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we are fighting.
He means he's not going to tell you because he doesn't know. But he will shoot his mouth off with you now that you're working for Everhart.
We're negotiating our share. Aye. This stuff, they already covered. It's not enough. Not enough to get ahead. More about keeping us in our place.
The man whispers a jaunty tune. A coastal breeze.
The mercenary, eh? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing? What a thought! Why would noble workers resort to such a thing? Unless they were pushed. Your dead guy was an enemy combatant. He was an agent of the opposition, attempting to undermine our honorable efforts. I ain't the murdering type, but that's just me. Large organizations like our...
He's not lying.
Understood. This has been of limited use.
No problem. I wish the best to you in your search. Sure, I'm glad it's not my search.
What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate, political opinions somewhere in Martinez. It's also about that, but it's also more. Perhaps it's time to become a citizen of the Kingdom of Conscience. I knew we could trust you. Remember, real democracy is just around the...
I don't know what I just did. Okay. These stairs suck. So, it's late enough that I can call it a night. Also go open that door.
I can't believe it's snowing again. It felt like springtime just a few days ago.
I can end of day debrief with Kim. Let's do it.
Yes?
Look at you.
Ooh.
It's because you're a failure. They sent you to Slight, Precinct 57. Just think about it for a second. You're a raging alcoholic who showed up 3 days late wearing piss-stained disco garb.
I've considered it. It would be immensely ugly of them, not to mention unprofessional. But I also think... I checked the records. This jurisdiction dispute, who polices Martinez, reaches back to the 30s. It's as old as my station. And all this time we can't decide who gets Martinez? I think, yes, both stations would prefer a win. I am the finest of nothing. Safe? No. But you're old. You've made it this far. Something has brought you through. So no, I don't think they sent you as a joke. And even if they did, they are in for a surprise. What do you want to know? You mean like a brief? There's no reason to wing anything. If you didn't get the brief 3 days ago, during that time, the victim had been stripped of his... Okay then. Was there anything else? No. It's not a particularly mystery. The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that.
Oh no.
I'm relieved that you agree. Anyhow, let's get back to the case. Was there anything else you wanted to know? Good. Me? I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation. That's a fair point. Alright, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know? What? This? It's just seasonal clothing. Where is this going? Interesting.
It's no mere brain.
Okay. And something happened in that brain? I do not have a thing with revolutionary air brigades in particular. Okay, I wanted to become an aerostatic pilot. Then I turned 10 and realized we no longer have an air force. Absolutely nothing.
The revolutionary must have added a little luster to it.
I've noticed. And okay, the revolution employed a more forward-looking I see this from a purely tactical standpoint, of course. Good.
I like him. Okay. Not a good option. Also, not a good option. A little weird. That would be something that I would ask normal people, and they would look at me strangely for that.
What do you mean? I have no idea what you...
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills. The lieutenant is a police officer of the old school. But this isn't an old school case.
I can't say that it does, no.
The lieutenant produces his small blue note. We all have our different mediums. His is written.
Good. Let's chant.
This must be it. The basement door is... The leather upholstery is worn and rough. In fact, it's oddly silent. You try to be as silent as you can. Finally, the door unlocked. The sound of the key turning still echoes in. There's nothing else to do than to leave. There might be important information.
I'm going inside. You can't give me keys and not think that I'm gonna go look around. I'm obviously gonna look around.
This is the flag of Revachol, the suzerain. This isn't just one sun. It's an optical, atmospheric anomaly the first settlers saw. Happens in cold weather. 6 small suns around the big one. This complex halo phenomena.
The tenant isn't...
By old-fashioned, he means very right-wing. The flag doesn't seem to mind. It's just a colorful fabric. A row of mugs sits on the shelf, each one a little ring. Though cheerful, there's something disdainful in the way the curves, and it looks like the artist is celebrating diversity. But underneath, he's just making fun of these people. No one's telling you to like him. You might learn. The lieutenant picks up one of the mugs.
I'm beginning to feel better about breaking into this man's apartment.
Yes, your broken mug friend would feel very much...
There's the missing tin soldier. Whoever lives here might have used the Whirling's container to dump his and now they've drawn the ire of the Union. The plot thickens, as they say.
An interesting little clue. Let's see where this goes. Clues have a way of magically connecting to other clues down the road. Perhaps you should break into apartments more often.
Who knows? I'm not expecting too much from these clothes.
You could ask everyone who this person is. Master Investigator, you just can't keep yourself away from locked and hidden places, can you? Nothing, nothing. You're right. Get in there. Deep. Attaboy, the world's secrets were made for you.
Some tea. I'll start tomorrow. Seeing as I just choked and basically died on my last cup. Oh man, this place is bumping. This guy doesn't want to. Nobody wants to talk.
Yes?
Kim, go away.
Kim also tries not to look at the pile of tape viscera. The man is finding it hard not to trip on the tape and not to send where unidentifiable sludge makes it hard for him to breathe. Smells of vomit in here. He nods.
No problem, officer.
I'm sure you would like to leave.
The bed is cold and not particularly.
The option to go to sleep becomes available every night after 9 p.m.
Okay, so I thought it was 19. It's actually 21. So I got time. Cool. Great. Now that I have. Let's see.
A mirror hangs on the wall, covered in steam. As you slowly abort, you clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never unbecome it. Behold, you have no idea who this thing is, do you? Too late. You clearly have rigor mortis on your face. Oh wait, please stop. It's horrible. Oh my God. You can't. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey? You are correct.
Hmm. Hmm.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. The faucet is quite terrible. You handle the chain cutters deftly, applying just enough pressure. Told you that you needed those chain cutters. The mirror begins to clear slowly without you having to wipe it. Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place, somewhere in the past. That's all you know. It's too late. Like an image on film.
Oh, amazing. Oh,
The tear machine stands in the corner. Your bottles clunk into the... An old monument stands. A silver plaque on the statue's... As you look up, you notice something about the statue. There are some odd indentations on the king's chest piece. What did he do? You have no idea. High above you, the king stands triumphantly oblivious to your something with great... Someone shot him in the heart. Interesting.
Okay, I can... Well, Martinez is riddled with bullet holes. This place saw a lot. Why not? What this shows us is guns aren't too uncommon here, and people still shoot them, sometimes at kings.
The king stands high above you, surveying the bay. The small, wrinkled woman. The photo, an ambrotype from the turn of the century. As golden. No response. Wherever this woman is, no response.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Where am I? Who are you? Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s. Back in Methka, during the time of the revolution. Until you came along, that is. Someone was. They are someone's memories, boy. What difference does it make if they're beautiful? That is all that matters. Beautiful and true.
All of what? The world? The present?
I wasn't dreaming. I was... Well, you, people, were cheering...
The Republic of Mesk is a massive confederation on the Isod.
This is...
A strikingly handsome...
He was the biggest star.
In all likelihood, it's a world that's only...
Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole. Diamonds? Of course not. But wouldn't it be whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine? I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo. Then it's contraband, lawman. What? Do you want to take an old woman in?
Bad hand. Hermenegildos' bad hand. Strangled through...
Of course not. To truly understand...
The Boyadero, Boya for short, is a cow herder from upstream Magritte, the great steppes of northern Mesk.
It's an old ballad about a young girl who falls in love with a daring boyadero. Of course not.
In the background, you can hear the orchestra swell.
So the boyadero strangles his beloved and throws her body in the Magritte. Then he rides off, because the Western Plain is calling to him. You have to understand. A true boyadero needs a whole horizon to himself. He can't be tied down by...
She's just a distracted old woman. We should maybe let...
So he doesn't think she's a...
You hear that, lawman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me. Oh, don't worry about me. The Monosov's Lamp, the Transcatolia Magistral. You for 1A. Adestradas do Mirador. All the good ones. The deep trenches. Where the bluebirds fly. You're right, lawman.
A correct appraisal. You're quite...
Is that all you woke me up to say? Yes, go.
front of this quarterly journal features because Friesel was to your disappointment that after rifling the pages with the magazine is divided into several sections. International developments. Comrade, as you know, but like the only 4 issues in, and it sounds like. So please, if you value our radical Mazovian perspective on contemporary politics, culture, and international affairs, please consider subscribing.
What do you expect? It was laying around the office of the
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before.
So we should be able to.
Yes?
This is the door to the room you.
Just a moment. You had some questions earlier, I believe.
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then,
Oh man, I'm so tired. I'm actually go to bed early tonight.
Where shall we begin? We should talk about the investigation, first and foremost. But I also remember you wanting to discuss the art. I have a cigarette every night
I'm
when I
gonna
go
get
over
a
my
pop.
notes. It's something of a
I'll be
ritual.
right back. Pause. I'll be right back. Sorry, that was incredibly loud. And I also popped all of my finger, which I think I just got on my camera. But whatever. Okay. Kim's having a cigarette. I'm having pop.
oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
You mean this? This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trouble.
Keeping the habit within the parameters he's given himself takes a lot of focus. It would be easier to simply quit. Yet, were he to quit, he would lose the cool factor. This man relishes his cool quite a bit, below it all.
Yes. It's been a long and eventful day. Well, we inspected the victim's body, so that's good. It was not I would say our initial inspection was very thorough, and we have solid leads to follow up.
Okay.
Then you shot the body
Oh, I
down,
said I was gonna stop
which
leaning
was
forward so much.
quite a shot. It enabled us to perform a field autopsy on the victim. We found, moreover, you found that the hanged man wasn't just hanged, he was also shot. And you managed to locate and pull out the bullet, so we can get ballistics, make up the gun. All this is invaluable. The rest is up to the boys in processing. Maybe they will surprise us by doing their job. We also performed a thorough search of the crime scene. All in all, we handled the situation very professionally. Now for the interviews.
Oh, God.
Including Evrard Clare. I don't think he wasn't particularly forthcoming with useful information.
He's not saying much on the matter because he thinks you could have gotten more out of Everard.
Claire also helped you, how should I say, remember your name? That's a relief. Moving on. We tried to interview the Weapons rep, but she asked us to do something for her first. Fine. I have a feeling Joyce knows how dangerous the situation really is.
If Kim is emphasizing something this much,
Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running?
You run a lot. See, that's what I'm
Is that a
saying.
standard Precinct 41 practice? It's impressive, especially for a man your age. And those heels.
Yeah, because he's still rocking those crocodile shoes.
Nice shoes, by the way. I like the green. Goes with the orange. They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with an Yes, although indirectly, as citizens can always... Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount. It undermines trust in the RCM. The RCM's primary role is to ensure safety. We are not really supposed to play any part in the economic structure of Revachol. We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station call slip. It prevents confusion and overcrowding. You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus, as you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record of our kills, like the one in your watermarks, we are permitted to use whatever force is necessary, and strongly admonished not to abuse that power. We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts in Couron and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and record. You have to supply compelling evidence for why it was necessary to use lethal. Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal Affairs handles these cases thoroughly. The coalition government and the more... The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Revachol or the coalition government founded the RCM. Be sentimental if you like. Either...
Or if they think you do.
The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed. They're a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They also run... Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they...
Something kind and usual. Something almost... Something like the dark blue, serious color of the early night sky above.
What do they believe in? They are Dolorians. They believe they continue the humanist project set forth by her.
Those others say they...
A historic figure? The author of the modern age? You will have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me. The moral intern are a fact. Do you? My kind of police officer. Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes. And then sleep doesn't come. Obviously, you're in bed with your eyes closed, but maybe it's the bed's fault. It's a little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images.
Oh. I completely forgot that this was happening.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood? Do you remember your wife's hand on your face? Do you remember the warmth of her thighs?
Okay.
Between her legs and in her mouth? That's right, funky baby. And you just stood there. Tell me, where are your friends? Human, they were only cramping your descent into the abyss. Now they're gone. You failed Elysium. Everything. The pale and... You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. No, Harry. You were just talking to yourself. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time. Sweating up the bed. Stinky boy. You're not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours. Bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding? Your mind is what now? So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing.
Honestly,
There's something
kind of
wrong
the
with
same
your
train of
thoughts.
thought.
Some kind
So I
of
said I have an
new
autoimmune disease,
type
and
of
I have a
hangover.
hypermobile variant of it, and part of it is I don't have like proper muscle structures, and so I got this mobility aid pillow, and I know this is kind of a long story. I'm so sorry. I got a mobility aid pillow, and it basically like locks my neck into place while I'm sleeping and like holds my shoulders down. And I have had the most incredible sleep ever since I started using this pillow. I feel like I'm sleeping properly for the first time since like university, which was a very, very long time ago. We don't talk about how long ago that was, but I understand the dry, unnourishing sleep feeling because now I'm getting very nourishing sleep, and it's lovely.
Oh yes, party boy. And it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes to time to go to work in the shit factory.
So I spent all night talking to a little disco corpse. And now I wake up, I'm still hungover, I feel like crap, I feel like more crap than I felt before because I've now not slept 2 days in a row. Oh boy.
Good going, buddy. just a dream. You have ones like that all the time. You feel even worse this morning. You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like... It's just that your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster.
Oh, yeah.
Time to get some more.
I always forget that you can actually, like, do the amphetamine in here. And I really want to do a playthrough where I play as, like, a degenerate, and I'm very corrupt. I take all the money. I'm rude to people. I do all the drugs. I would really like to try a playthrough like that.
You're too weak to say no now. Waking up is the worst part. Maybe somewhere down the line you could decline. Speed is a potent central nervous system stimulant. It gets you... It's power, man. It's professionalism. It makes you feel like you're young again and ready to detect. Ready to go to war. Are you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself. Suit yourself. Slow, sad
Yeah,
shell.
so I'm going to go the route
See how you do
without
without your spark.
speed. I was talking about this, I think in my stream this morning, where I said, like, I'm going to try and be centrist for this playthrough. Just because, to be completely honest, like, Kim is my favorite character, and I really wanted to just get some praise from Kim. So this playthrough, I'm going to do a centrist, kind of moralist, whatever the heck you want to call it, middle of the road, unopinionated opinion option, if I can, this playthrough. Actually, that's something I'd like to look at right now, is, oh, okay. We're going into day 2, and I'm still at 7 for Sorry Cop, which makes me feel slightly better, because I was at 7 yesterday, and I was like, how the heck am I already at 7 for Sorry Cop? So, do I have anything else creeping up there? No. Communist, oh boy. Moralist 4, okay, so we need to make more moralist choices, because that's where I'm gonna go. How have I made 2 communist choices already? Well, it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay. So let's go get Mr. Kim. Let's start our day. Oh, there was something I was gonna look up. I keep forgetting. Kim! Alright, maybe he's downstairs.
The door is closed. This door can only be opened with a key.
No. Just creepily tried the handle there. Oh, the union guys. Oh. And she is the lawyer, I believe. Look at those bell-bottoms. Some flavor.
Morning. I've got some good news. I took care of the body. The thought of him decomposing in my MC wouldn't let me sleep. I'm just glad he's gone. We have other matters to attend to.
The lieutenant is downplaying his contribution. He got up before sunrise to get this done, and now he's quite pleased with
The Union muscle finally turned up, and they look rowdy. We need to talk to them.
At least both of us were awake.
I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the men who drink beer for breakfast. There's talk of an armed wing of the Union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them. I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it. Everything points to the... which may, of course, all be wrong. But we still need to talk to them, and it won't be
Is that a
easy.
Pikachu? Oh my god, it is! That's so cute! I do love a Pikachu. It's eating ramen. I do love me some Pikachu.
That would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder? In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep it cool. One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them. Continue.
Yeah, streetwise. Zoom right, but aren't you curious to know what they...
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place.
So, I know we have skill point down here that we just got. Oh, we have 2. Okay. That's nice, because I think those are going to be needed when we talk to those union guys. Let's see this guy. The Jamrock Shuffle. There's one of these in the thought cabinet that gives you some really awesome bonuses, and I'm trying to remember which one it is, and I don't really want to... There's a forum that tells you, like, breaks down some of the more complexities of that thought cabinet, and I was debating on if I wanted to go fishing for that, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to internalize these thoughts until I come across the one that I actually wanted. Okay, I know I need to talk to Everett. I know I need to talk to, what's her face? Okay, let's go in here. Joyce. Okay, so I know I need to talk to Joyce. And I know I need to talk to Everett. Oh, and I can call what's her face about the armor. Okay. So let's do this. Tell how awake I am now that I've had that pop. I'll be cruising off that for like 3 hours. Give me this bubble.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. I'm very glad to hear that, Harry. One question. You did...
He's trying to figure out if you're lying.
right, Harry.
He was testing you, and you succeeded.
Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group.
You mean our victim?
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship.
He performs a motion as if spraying bullets from a machine gun.
I'm talking beasts. Hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisut, Semenine, Saramaritsa. Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to get... Yes, I'm an old man, Harry. My legs aren't what they used to be. They lift my... But enough about me and my fun container. The killers the company hired, one of them got downright suicidal. Getting drunk, violent, a little rapey.
By negotiator, you mean?
Harry, what you need to realize is, we got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we... There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of people...
That sounds a bit like organized.
They're like you guys.
Again, that sounds like organized.
So these idealists killed our victim?
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says... He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me...
Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty.
He places a lot of faith in that lawyer girl. Perhaps this is a tactical error. Anyway.
So they shot him.
He was shot in the head before.
How odd. I don't know what to say, Lieutenant. They told me they hanged him.
It's impossible to say if he's...
What I do know is, the case is in safe hands. If anyone can get to the bottom of this shot and hanged man, it's my two little policemen. Godspeed, policeman. How do I know? Last winter, some poor workers in terminal... These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't...
So you believe the scabs were organized by the security...
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant.
That does sound quite unlikely, yes. The big guy leading the scabs at the gate is colossal.
Oh, they are simply Old Theo used to run them, but...
Interesting. Who's second in command?
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. You know what, Harry? I got a feeling they're gonna show up in full force tomorrow.
The lieutenant marks something in his notebook.
But of course, it's the least I can do for my...
When you meet this, Titus.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real. Oh, I wasn't offering it to you, just holding it out there. But I'm willing to share information. Was there anything... Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll Was it a good talk? I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And of course, I also wanted you to fight... Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you.
A man of the left. So you have to be a social democrat. He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
What does your heart tell you about your lost gun, Harry? Does it tell you to forget about it? Or do you think it wants to be...
And what would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you.
I'm sure
You just need to get
it's
2 little
both
signatures on this
unethical
piece of
and
paper
illegal.
and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta. I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth centre in Martinez. It will be righteous.
Yeah, honestly,
we're
the
gonna
voice
get
acting in
those
this is
teenagers off drugs
phenomenal.
and on roller skates.
They've done a really good job with all the different details in this game. One of my favorite things is when you complete a thought and they have these like larger illustrations that they do, and like the amount of detail that are in those illustrations are incredible. I keep saying, like, that's the running joke for me in this stream was like, even if I'm boring to people, like they would stick around to watch the game because the game is really the star of the show here.
There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off.
It depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very useful.
But, he thinks, it's your...
As I said, it weighs on me heavily.
He's saying as little as possible, as vaguely as he can. Deliberately omit...
They are just going to have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings. Right next to a fancy new youth...
Is he absolutely sure the tenants won't be thrown out in the street?
Am I? Harry, these people... Martinez is the most important thing in my life. I would never... We're gonna build a youth centre there. The value of their properties goes up, and kids have a place to play in. I'm looking out for these people, not pulling the rug from under them, Harry. On the coast, Harry, across the canal. There's a cul-de-sac there, a little village they're calling it. A gloomy place. You'll find it. You bring joy to my heart, Harry. You need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is... Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then we can talk about your gun. Most certainly, Harry. Nothing brightens my day like brainstorming these things with you. By all means, Harry.
I want to give all my... I'm going to show my hand. I think there are like some things that if I say them I'll give too much away.
An imposing combination of a punch... Where were we with talking to people about Virginia Street? Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Yes. The armor was produced by... It was part of a special order for Corps de Pharmacie, a security... So, it seems the armor went to Seminine. That's where the paper trail ends, though. Even the firm has proven difficult to track. The most recently registered firm that the ICP has been able to connect to the CDP...
A suit of armor like this would have been manufactured with a particular person's physique in mind. You should ask for whom this suit was fitted.
Hard to say. The client list is rather diverse and incomplete. The only constant seems to be that the mercenaries are always deployed in third and fourth. Yes, but the ICP tends to be reluctant to share private sector records. I could try... Sure. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully I will have more information for you then. 57, over.
In the cabin, you see a set.
Everything's still cool here, officer. Drugs? I don't go in for that, officer. Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty drugs.
drugs.
That's so cool. You investigating the local drug trade like some cool narc? But I am not a lorry driver. I am just a street vendor.
A blatant lie, sire. Yet he tells it with such conviction.
Who said that? It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He has...
So you admit you're a lorry driver?
No, I just said I work harder.
Realizing he can't get out of it.
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream. Nothing. I told you.
And what crop?
Crowd, you know.
No, he wasn't talking about an abstract crowd. It was that crowd.
No use. He's not telling us. He's too afraid. We need to take him to my...
Okay, look. There's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know.
Here we go. There's a tiny bit of truth on the table. Zoom in on it.
It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady.
To sneeze. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Okay.
I don't know. Maybe. If she is, I haven't gone near her. I don't get involved. I told you.
He's not ruling her out.
All of them. I don't know. I told you all I know. Are we cool now? I really want us to...
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours? The racist or the...
All of them. Even the ones who've left. I don't hang out with them. I don't remember who has tattoos. All right. I scored. Let's cap this off with a purchase. You can walk away from here with funky sunglasses, detective.
Okay. So, the lady.
still here, stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up? I don't want to talk about that. Man, I was hoping it isn't going to be her. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some evil drug trafficker. And I don't know where she is. A friend? An acquaintance? I don't know. She was the only person in this damn jam I could talk to. She's someone I don't want to rat out to the law, okay? I did it, man. I told you I was hoping it's not her. That she wouldn't be mixed up in it.
It's true. We would have caught a lie. But a kind heart is tricky. Bah. Emotional rhetoric. He knew something and he didn't share it.
Thank God I don't know. People here call her the lady driver. A youngish woman. Gruff, but...
What color hair?
Blue and violet. Dyed. It was violet when she got here.
Then she may have dyed it again.
Damn, I don't want to... Please just let it go. Whatever she did...
We can't just let it go. It's part of a police investigation.
That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation. The girl's troubled. If you hunt her down...
It won't come to that. We won't pursue her on this. This is information only.
I don't believe you. She's got the darkness in her. That young person's darkness...
She shared this with you?
Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her. It's snitching, man. I know what it is. I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked.
Did this violent life include...
Well, it looks like it did now. But we didn't talk about that. We talked about life, you know? She talked about her... Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay? There are...
He's right. There are other options. The race metaphor. The grey-haired woman. Wait, this guy says they're friends. Then acquaintances. And he's okay with others ratting her out.
Fine. I don't want to be a butcher. And I don't want to be a knight either. I just want to be a person who can sleep at night. A little fame wouldn't hurt too. I thought you were a different kind of cop. Here.
The keys to a motor lorry. Pretty.
Her lorry's still here. Down past the statue of Philippe. The cabin is green.
When did she leave?
Last Friday. No. I don't know. She left them to me. Because she trusted me.
The other drivers would have to tow it or break in.
If they break in, they would find what's hidden inside. Something incriminating.
I bet you are.
Thank you for your cooperation, sir. I know it was hard.
You don't really think so?
I really do. If I didn't, I would...
This screen found A to Z, contemporary.
This is the one our man pointed to.
The glass on the posters covered. The door is... There's no pick in this lock. You push the key into the lock and turn. It makes a crack. The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters, actresses. There's something odd about the passenger seat. The seating fabric has been pulled tight over the lower side of the seat where the toolbox should be. These are movie posters. One of them particularly. There's definitely perfume in the air. It's spicy, with a hint of amberette, wafting through the remnants of a sweet juniper-scented perfume. The actress is draped in a sheath. This is she wasted away in a drug den. The actresses and the looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be.
It has to be an advanced model to fit so many frequencies next to each other without blending them together.
For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. This is all shortwave. Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool.
A 20-kilometer radius at least, perhaps extended by an attachable antenna that's not here right now.
Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without it.
The ghostly actresses, and the rusty toolbox under the driver's seat, and the oddly bulging seat cover. A metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty. It's an issue of Petit Ferrique from last winter. It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine.
The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
Pull out toolbox. Voila. A stack of neatly folded papers has been stashed behind the seating.
Bonne prise.
This large map displays the elevated motorway called 881. Toll booths at the intakes are marked with a circle. It looks like there are scant there. Hundreds of thousands of motor carriages roar on the 881. High above the mass of brown and red roofs, that is Jamrock. To Kuro, through the middle-income neighborhoods there. But this municipal map from the 30s displays a complex system. The final map displays a labyrinth. These service tunnels were probably used during the construction. Looks like the smugglers have infiltrated the road network belonging.
So it would seem. The RCM patrols most of these auxiliary roads, though apparently not all of them. Hard to say. This distribution network looks certainly large, yet still vague enough. It doesn't reveal much about the Besmerti. The Besmerti is a Revacholian crime syndicate. They see themselves as the inheritors of the 14 Revacholian Indo tribes, but really that with cool names like La Puta Madre and Aura Mazda. It's a dark parody. It's definitely not the Union. They just do some logistics. Here's bad news. There have been attempts at a serious investigation before, but they haven't ended well for those involved.
Lovely. That's basically telling us if we keep investigating into this, we're gonna end up dead.
Best not to disturb the scene. I'll have forensics go over the lorry and pick. The stack of maps looks you wedge yourself, but one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper adds extra grip.
Sandpaper? A novel technique? Yes?
Do the honors, he thinks. Connect it yourself.
Which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching. Yes, well... We've identified one of the footprints, but there are still 7 to go.
The movie stars are still smiling from the walls, but there's something strange about the passenger seat. The radio transmitter sits on the center console, and the pull-out toolbox lies hidden under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals. You close the rusty old...
Great. I think we got everything. A word?
The Jamrock Shuffle.
See, these are the illustrations that I'm talking
In a way,
about.
yes,
Look
you
at
are treasure
the
hunting.
details in
Most
this
officers from Precinct 41
Look
do
at
what is
even
called the
background,
Jamrock
this
Shuffle,
stuff
cracking
you
open
see in
containers.
here, and, like,
Most of them
just the
are from
details in
Jamrock
the
or Coal City,
skin and
the poorest
textures
parts
that
of
they
Revachol,
get.
that also
That's
overlap
gorgeous.
with the network of royal catacombs called
Okay,
Le Royale,
bonuses.
just
Find better
beneath the
food
streets.
in locked containers.
As children,
Love it.
you
Yes. Love that one. So- Maybe I got one of them. No. Okay.
All right, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep. Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence, I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect.
This means it's well funded. Technology like
I'm not sure what the Ulan frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between... Oh, and the maps we found. They reveal the geographical extent of the operation. Looks like they've used abandoned tunnels and access roads to stay hidden. This is useful info. We didn't find anything conclusive linking them to the smuggling operation. But my suggestion is, we use it against the Union in any way we can, to our own ends. It's a slip...
In short, this is a future angle. Possibly a good one.
We should return to the murder case, see what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, there are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation. Sometime later, when we are done here. The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madre grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either. Debrief over. After you.
So, let's go talk to Joyce. Let's save and talk to Joyce. Okay. Joyce. I'm coming for a little chit chat. Go. He hates me and he's never going to talk to me again.
In the morning light, the white on blue police livery on the motor carriage cannot but catch your eye. Do something important? Something murder-related? This is a Caprice Canema, with its air-cooled, rear-mounted 12-cylinder compression ignition engine. The high center of balance is offset by a large battery bank mounted at the bottom of the cab. Even at a standstill, the unibody Caprice, someone has waxed it recently.
Hunched look. Yeah, I also have a hunched look because I'm hunching all the freaking time.
You want to take a closer look? Yes. An extraordinary machine.
It's nice and all, but why so modest? Put some zing in. Helium headlights would improve the range and quality of the visual field a lot.
Actually, I have a pair at home. Just haven't gotten around to fitting them yet. I need to lay some white... Maybe.
And means no.
130.
I reckon that's a 7-liter V12.
7.2. Supercharged.
Okay, back to Miss Joyce.
My eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered? It doesn't really matter.
One of the tall buildings overlooking the roundabout.
In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official...
If there is an investigation, it will be...
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held... I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath. Yes.
Since you are sharing, ma'am.
Then we're on the same page. I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. They were dispatched after I relayed the union...
Every worker...
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric, or... Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They're...
Who are they, exactly?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically. They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched. Lost nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent...
What is the nature of these so-called investigations?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants. It's not good. No. My only hope is that you provide a single concrete suspect before the mercenaries indiscriminately pick their... If you don't pin this on someone good, and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present.
The débardeurs have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant?
The Serai's giant hornet, the world's 2nd largest insect, can kill 40 honeybees a minute.
These men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle...
The muzzle loaders need to be reloaded after every 1 or 2 shots.
As I said, a bloodbath. Many bleak scenarios. All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers. The remaining contractors. That the man was
The lieutenant
last Sunday night. Either way, he's alleged to have That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor. About... If you mean did I see... Lely. His service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever... He was 40.
Indeed. These matches do then...
He would... In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak. They've gone to ground, as it were. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
One is obviously the scab leader at the harbour gates. The other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers.
That may be so.
For all your talk of averting...
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant.
Your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping the peace.
That would afford a good vantage point.
Where is your radio for contacting them, if I may ask?
Heavens no. I'm not an undercover agent. There's a short wave at the ship's wheel. I hope I can answer it better. Until the executions.
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative. It's a matter of days, not weeks. Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called down. They boast a long list of clients.
Meaning they're used to operate.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors. Supramundi. Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the AC?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the... I have. And they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue...
She's being truthful. She is pressing them as hard as she can.
I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news.
She reaches for the photo, takes it, then holds it in her hand for about half a minute. She wears fingerless gloves. Her fingernails are...
It was taken with a Trigat not long ago. This is the man's upper body.
Her mouth is relaxed.
Sorry. I was trying... I can't. But that's how you read this story. Close. Port cities. This is... The sailor's soul would use it to fly quite a few.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Pretok Revachol.
The old world.
You said you can't read it.
I can't. This man was no... His platoon member?
Surely there are other people to ask about the tattoo. This is not necessary to complete the task, officer. It's a dangerous side task. Search elsewhere.
Do what you have to do, Detective. I don't think deciphering that tattoo should come before public security.
We will be careful.
Is there anything else I can help you with? You have? And how did you like Mr. Clare? Of course, Detective.
The RCM does not pick sides in this.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. How could I stop you? Are we not human?
Intellectually speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what she has to say about these things.
A referral, you mean? I take it this was for someone in the RCM. Don't answer that. Oh my.
The lieutenant does not say anything, but you hear the nylon of his jacket rustle as he looks at...
That's good to hear, Detective. Police workers rarely...
Her bartering mind cannot fathom that you didn't ask anything in return.
Frankly, what was done was not pretty at all, but neither was it illegal. I advise you to be very selective with what information you choose to share. This may have consequences beyond our line of sight.
I wouldn't have taken Everard for a saber rattler. Was he surrounded?
No. It was more like he wanted things to get worse. In secret, of course.
Or he wants you and me to believe he wants...
There's always that risk, man. But if I may offer my opinion, he means it.
I'll think it over, Detective.
Have I underestimated the Union's ferocity? She has to ask herself by now.
Misinformation. This is all because we haven't shared information on the Hurry up on that probe. The moment you tell me you're
She must really want you to look into the drugs. Otherwise, she'd tell you.
Yes. That's the talk about town. The Hardy Boys, they're called. Find the name rather amusing, honestly. How benevolent.
While we appreciate your assistance,
That is only fair. Well, I hope it yields something. Otherwise, you'll have opened that door for naught. Anything else? What you've said is quite enough. You've given me a lot to consider, and may have helped me prevent this conflict from escalating. Of course, Detective. Should something come up later, down the road? Until then, is there anything I can help you with?
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Number 28. This is where...
let's see if anyone's home. Knock on the door.
No one answers.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. I think we should return tonight after we have finished with our day's work. Tonight at 9 p.m., right here.
see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic. You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plot. The tire tracks were left here by an unknown event that took place some days ago. It's a message, written in the language of burnt rubber.
Which probably means it was me.
Some of that rubber stuck to the tiles right in and then accelerated straight into the fence, left a hole big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry, according to the cafeteria manager. The driver proceeded to back out of the before heading south. Must have been in a hurry.
You are correct. This is a rather motor carriage-friendly city. I'm not sure. There are plenty of traffic accidents waiting to happen in Martinez.
You could follow the track south. There seems to be a canal there. See with
Necromancer pig? That shit was dark. Go, Kuno dies. You gonna pick one out of his brain like that too? Kuno's gonna...
Porta Rosa, a side alley of the man shoots him point blank in his chest. Breathless, bleed pig. Someone opens a window and says, but Emil cannot see who. His sight grows dim with pain.
You're such a bummer pig. Right, pig. This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. What do you want with it? Yeah, Kuno doesn't know shit about that. That shit is beneath Kuno. Listen, Kuno could hook you up with some sweet rags. Shit like Kuno's wearing.
You'd have to be blind not to notice the giant white letters F-A-L-N running down his trouser leg.
Look, Kuno ain't seen shit lying around. Except for that you took away.
The lieutenant remains silent, but his expression couldn't say, I told you so, any louder.
Whatever. Kuno was trying to help you, but you're too fat for falling anyway, pig. Dunno.
Kit is a pejorative term.
Yeah, that's what Kuno said. She couldn't handle the... Look, Kuno...
Yeah. What was she doing in the greenhouse in March, anyway? What kind of... Yes, it seems suspicious. You don't like things...
Look at that fucking shit. Fuck does Kuno know?
The lieutenant takes a quick note.
It's a trap, Kuno! Don't climb it, Kuno!
Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Shitload, pig. What's your question?
Don't tell the pig shit!
This is where you quickly ask him questions. Real cop questions. Like a cop.
Kuno doesn't give a shit about the armor. That fucking... Do you remember how he... Kuno doesn't give a shit about that freak armor. Kuno threw that... Kuno tried to get the helmet on. It was too big. Kuno kicked that shit in the sea. Rugby style. That shit means nothing to... Yeah? That shit means nothing to Kuno. Kuno doesn't give a shit about material You wanna fuck on someone about that armor? Go fuck the mustached union fuck. Yeah, cock and boot. You know that jolly union cow fucker? Came around talking about cows or some shit? Came around pretending like he cares about cows?
Yes, you met him at the gates. The one with the boots and the jolly smile.
Yeah, He's the one you want to talk to. He's fucking crazy about that armor shit. Come in here.
Curious, my liege. Why did Kuno feed you this information?
Yeah, Kuno's...
Still, seems suspicious. He may have it in for that guy. Or you may be paranoid.
Kuno's fucking...
He's trying to hide the fact that he doesn't know.
Kuno knows all kinds of shit. Kuno probably climbed. Kuno was... You heard Kuno? I don't know. Mesco... Oh.
There is no Night City anywhere. That sounds like the name of a city in some pulp science fiction novel.
Yeah, Kuno didn't smoke him, if that's what you mean.
Thanks, Kuno. That's one name you can now cross off the list.
Just a couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt. That seems...
Yeah, you tell the faggoty, Kuno!
Fuck you!
He says you're stupid, Kuno! They want to make you stupid!
Oh, did Kuno make your shit sniffing harder? Obstruction of shit sniffing? This is Kuno's kingdom.
You hear the lieutenant hum.
You're testing Kuno.
Get lost!
You found Kuno's secret door to Kuno's secret shack. It was closed for 5,000 years. How the fuck? Shit. Get the fuck out of here. You can't do that.
You can't do that, Kuno. You trying to...
Pigs can't displace. Can't do that. How did you like it in there, pig old boy? Kuno's got a lot of cool shit there, right? Oh, that? Kuno decapit... yeah? To the both of you? Watch your ass in Kuno's town, or Kuno's gonna fuck you. That's where Kuno gets his daily hit of...
Bet you'd like to ride the lightning too, wouldn't you? You feel tired and old, but you could have that sparkle in your...
It's a vitamin, pig. Don't you know any...
You could use some.
Yeah? It's the mag. You fucking need that shit to stay on top of your...
Oh, don't teach him, Kuno! He's gonna use it against you, Kuno!
You're not getting this, pig. It complete...
Fuck you, pig! Don't do mag! You're gonna OD and you're gonna fucking die!
The fuck about it? You're testing Kuno's pay...
Get lost!
Kuno doesn't...
Hear that? Magnesium. That's what you're lacking. The lack of magnesium. Yes, and it's critical. Look at yourself. You're practically devolving into a fish due to the lack of magnesium. You need to get so magged up. You've probably had 2 heart attacks and a minor stroke already. And the only prescription is... Yes, if you want to live, you need to evolve. You need to track...
Okay. There we go. I am going to save. And then I think I'm going... Did I just load? Oh my god. I thought I just got rid of all of that progress. Oh my god. that was terrifying. I thought I lost the progress there. Gonna save properly. Save. Alright. And then I am going to stop it there for this evening. This has been oh so much fun. And I will see you tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Have a good evening.